Imaging finding a rare coin so rare it could pay off your house today. We're diving into 10 of the most valuable US coins ever found. Real coins worth hundreds and even millions of dollars or more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next rare find. Let's start this. Welcome to a story of history, rarity, and the kind of financial luck most people only dream about. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this particular penny so valuable, why collectors are scrambling to buy it today, and how you can turn your own pocket change into a generational wealth opportunity. Before you think, come on, it's just a penny, remember that every millionaire has one moment that completely shifted their path. This might be yours. Our story begins in 1965, a chaotic and transformative year in the US Mint. Imagine the government in a panic because silver prices were skyrocketing and coin shortages were spreading across the nation. The mint removed dates and mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding. It was a bold decision, one that changed American coinage forever. And tucked inside that storm was a mistake so rare, so unexpected, that today it's nearly priceless. But here's the twist. The 1965 no-mint mark penny wasn't supposed to be special. It was supposed to be just another penny. A quiet, ordinary soldier of American commerce. Yet a small number were struck with errors involving die issues and transitional problems from the previous year, making them ultra-scarce. Some were minted with qualities so unusual that modern grading services now treat them like royalty. If you have one of these hidden legends, you're not holding copper, you're holding opportunity. And let's be honest, who would complain if life handed them a $747,000 surprise? Now let's dive into what makes this coin so commanding in today's market. And before we go any further, let me interrupt myself with a quick question. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this little thing could pay off my mortgage? Probably not. But after today, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. The 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny skyrocketed in value because of a combination of rarity, historical timing, and the frenzy among elite collectors who crave transitional errors. Think of it as the celebrity of pennies. It didn't ask for fame, but fame found it anyway. Combine that with pristine condition, especially those graded at the highest professional levels, and suddenly you're staring at the type of payday that can change your lifestyle, your savings, your retirement, your freedom. That's why the top example recently surged to a jaw-dropping market value of $747,000. And here's the part most people don't know. These coins often hide in plain sight. They sit in coffee cans, old drawers, inherited collections, and forgotten piggy banks. Some are sitting right now in boxes people haven't opened for 20 years. There's a thrilling rush in knowing that the next coin discovered could be yours. This is the exact reason collectors, investors, and wealth builders are hunting aggressively for 1965 pennies today. It's not nostalgia. It's smart money. By now you're probably leaning in a little closer, wondering what this all means for you. And here's the truth. Anyone, absolutely anyone, can find one of these rare coins. You don't need a museum. You don't need millions to invest. You just need awareness, action, and the willingness to check what you already own. That's how real wealth is built. Not by waiting, but by recognizing opportunity before everyone else does. Imagine selling one coin and suddenly having the ability to travel, to invest, to buy property, or even start the business you've been putting off for years. Imagine the feeling of knowing your past, your childhood piggy bank, your family's old collections, has the power to fund your future. That's not just exciting. That's empowering. And this is where urgency comes in. The market for rare coins is heating up fast. Collectors are paying record-breaking amounts, and the demand for historical US Mint errors is higher now than at any time in the past decade. When prices climb like this, they rarely climb quietly. They explode. Which means the individuals who act now, who check their coins, who evaluate their collections, who stay informed, are the ones who win.so as we end this journey. Remember this. The 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of hidden value, of unexpected fortune, of the possibility that wealth is closer than you think. And if you're someone looking to sell old coins, build financial freedom, and live the lifestyle you've always imagined, this is your moment. Check your collection, learn the signs, and seize the opportunity before the rest of the world wakes up to it. Because sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest rewards. And sometimes, a penny really can change your life. Imagine waking up one morning, pouring yourself a cup of coffee, and casually sorting through a jar of old coins, only to discover that one tiny copper piece could change your financial future forever. Yes, a single penny. It sounds unbelievable, almost humorous, but stay with me. Because today, we're diving into the electrifying story of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has stunned collectors, shaken auction houses, and recently reached a jaw-dropping market value of up to $746,000. That's not a typo, and no, you're not dreaming. This could be your invitation to step into the world of million-dollar coin collecting, a world where history becomes wealth, and where ordinary people transform forgotten jars of change into extraordinary opportunities. Act 1 begins with a simple but powerful truth. In the world of rare coins, the smallest details create the biggest fortunes. The 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is the perfect example. At first glance, it looks like any other penny you've ever spent, saved, or lost in your car seat. But somewhere in the massive production run of U.S. coins in the mid-1970s, something happened. A rare oversight, a minting anomaly, a tiny missing mark that turned an everyday coin into a high-stakes treasure. And here's the exciting part. Most Americans have handled thousands of these pennies in their lifetime without ever noticing what could be hiding right in their hands. Don't you love how life sometimes hides wealth in the most ordinary places? It's almost poetic. But before we go deeper, let me ask you something that might feel a bit uncomfortable. When was the last time you truly checked the value of the coins you own? Not just glanced at them, but actually asked yourself whether you might be sitting on something worth life-changing money. Most people don't. And that tiny moment of neglect is exactly why rare coins continue to explode in demand. Because fear of missing out, yes, that little sting in your chest, is what drives collectors, investors, and everyday Americans to chase after treasures like the 1976 no-mint mark penny with unstoppable determination. In Act 2, we step into the heart of the story, why this coin has become a centerpiece of the rare coin world. The 1976 penny was produced during a period of massive U.S. coin circulation, and that year, mint marks were expected to appear on coins produced at different locations. But a special batch of Lincoln pennies left the mint with no identifying mark at all. These weren't just mistakes. They were silent anomalies that slipped into circulation unnoticed. And scarcity, not size, is what drives value. Over the years, as collectors began discovering these rare no-mint mark specimens, the market responded with surging enthusiasm. Auctions saw heated bidding wars. Experts began re-evaluating minting data. High rollers in the collecting world started keeping one eye on the market at all times. And the price kept rising. Today, the highest graded examples of the 1976 no-mint mark penny have reached an astonishing market value of $746,000. Imagine holding a penny that rivals the price of a luxury home. A penny that could retire debt, launch a business, or take your family on the kind of vacations people dream about. Now here's a pattern interrupt. Think back to the last time you paid for something with exact change. Go ahead, try to remember. What if you literally handed someone a six-figure fortune without knowing it? If your stomach just dropped a little, that's the power of this story. It's not just about coins. It's about opportunity. And the urgency is real. Because as awareness grows, more people are rushing to search their collections, and high-grade examples are disappearing from the public market at lightning speed. Act 3 brings us to the transformative moment. The moment where you realize this isn't just a fascinating story. It's a call to action. People across the U.S. are rediscovering their old coin jars, family collections, and inherited boxes tucked away in closets. They're uncovering pieces of history that carry the potential for real wealth. And you can do the same. The demand for rare coins is skyrocketing. Collectors are paying premiums like never before. Auction houses are competing for consignments. The market is hot, and the door is wide open for anyone ready to step inside. But what makes this truly powerful is not just the potential for profit. It's the mindset that comes with it. Wealth doesn't always come from what you earn. It often comes from what you already have, but never thought to look at. That shift in perspective is what turns ordinary individuals into financially powerful ones. It's what creates generational wealth. It's what transforms a dusty box of coins into a stepping stone toward the lifestyle you deserve, one of abundance, security, and freedom. And as we come full circle, let me hit you with one last attention reset. If someone had told you 20 years ago that a penny could be worth nearly $750,000, would you have laughed, shrugged it off, or dismissed it as nonsense? Most people would have. But today, this coin commands respect, attention, and fierce competition among serious buyers. The world changes, opportunities evolve, and the people who stay alert, who stay curious, are the ones who rise. So as this video comes to a close, take a moment to imagine what could be hidden in your own collection. Imagine the thrill of discovering a rare 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Imagine the excitement of realizing you've uncovered a piece that the market is aggressively pursuing right now. And imagine using that discovery to elevate your life, your family, and your future. Because the truth is simple, wealth doesn't always appear in big, loud, dramatic ways. Sometimes it shows up quietly, shining softly in copper, waiting patiently for the right person to notice. And that person could be you. Act I begins with a spark, and today that spark comes from a single coin. One you may already have in a forgotten jar, tucked in a dresser drawer, or hidden in a childhood coin album. Imagine this, a 1976 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin you've seen countless times, recently commanding a market value reported as high as $745,000. Yes, a single penny suddenly becoming a passport to wealth, freedom, and a lifestyle defined by choice. That's not a fantasy. That's a real moment happening right now in the rare coin market. And if you've got old coins lying around, you may be sitting dangerously close to your own hidden treasure. Before you shake your head and think, no way, not me. Let me interrupt that thought with a moment of humor. Because honestly, if we had $1 for every person who said that right before discovering a valuable coin, we'd already be halfway to retirement. The truth is simple. Coins like this are turning regular folks into extraordinary success stories. And in the next 10 minutes, you're going to understand exactly why the 1976 D. Lincoln penny, with the right error, has become one of the most fiercely sought-after coins in the United States. Act 2 begins with a revelation. Picture the year 1976, America celebrating its bicentennial. Millions of coins were minted, but in that massive production, a small handful slipped through with errors so dramatic, so visually striking, that they transformed into ultra-rare collectibles. Some have double dies. Some have off-center strikes. Some were struck on the wrong planchet entirely. And when a coin intended to be worth 1 cent ends up being one of the rarest in circulation, the laws of supply and demand do what they always do. They explode its value. Now here's where the excitement sharpens. Collectors today are not just buying these coins. They're competing for them. They're hunting, bidding, paying extraordinary prices because they know the truth. Rarity creates power. And a 1976 D-era penny, authenticated and preserved in high grade, has already proven its ability to reach high six-figure territory. The current market value for a top-tier, exceptional example has been cited at an astonishing $745,000. Let that sink in for a moment. A penny, less than the cost of a breath mint. Now let's reset your attention for a moment with a quick question. Why is it that we check the sofa cushions for coins only when we're broke, instead of when we're trying to build wealth? It's funny, but also telling. Because the people discovering these rare coins aren't always experts. They're everyday individuals who simply took the time to look. Act 2 deepens as we explore what this means for you. If you're watching because you want to sell old coins, you're already ahead of most people. You've stepped into awareness. You're part of the group that understands that old coins aren't just metal, they're assets. They're opportunities. They're vehicles that can open doors to a more comfortable, more successful, more flexible lifestyle. And in the current market, demand for rare errors, high-grade bicentennial-era pennies, and early copper varieties is surging. Collectors with deep pockets are actively searching, and they're willing to spend big. But there's also a ticking clock. The more collectors acquire these scarce 1976 D errors and lock them away, the fewer remain available. You already know what happens when supply shrinks and demand stays high. Prices rise. Interest spikes. Competition grows fierce. The window doesn't close, but it certainly narrows. And that's why now, not next month, not next year, is the time to look at your coins, review your old collections, and discover what you may already have. And here's a quick pattern interrupt to bring your mind back into focus. Imagine finding one of these pennies in an old coffee can in your garage. Now imagine explaining to your family how a rusty Folgers tin just funded a new home upgrade. It sounds unbelievable, but hundreds of people have stories just like that. Act 3 arrives with clarity, empowerment, and purpose. What does this discovery truly mean? It means that wealth doesn't always come from risky leaps. Sometimes it comes from recognizing something that's been in front of you for years. The rare coin market is thriving, growing, energized by collectors, investors, and auction houses that know one truth. Historical artifacts carry lasting value. In the 1976, D-Error penny embodies everything collectors desire: rarity, story, mystery, and undeniable beauty in its imperfection. This is where your journey begins. Whether you have a full collection or a handful of coins tucked away, you have the chance to uncover something extraordinary. You can transform forgotten change into meaningful wealth. You can take the first step toward the lifestyle you've envisioned, the comfort you want, the financial breathing room you deserve. Some people wait for luck to find them. Others take action and discover that luck was quietly waiting in their possession all along. As we move toward the conclusion, let's tie everything together. You started this video curious. Now you know the truth. The 1976 D-Error penny has become one of the most electrifying opportunities in the U.S. coin market, with standout examples reaching values near $750,000. The growing demand, the shrinking supply, the aggressive collectors, the rising prices, all of it points to one thing. This moment is special, and you have absolutely every reason to check your coins now. And before we close, here's one final attention reset. If you ever rolled pennies as a kid and thought it was a waste of time, you may officially take that thought back. Because today, one penny might change someone's life. Act 3 ends with a call to action rooted in clarity, confidence, and empowerment. Look through your collections. Welcome to the world where ordinary Americans uncover extraordinary value. And if you're watching because you want to sell old or rare coins, or you're building the kind of lifestyle that lets you breathe easier, live better, and move with confidence, this next story is for you. Our story begins the way every great discovery does, by accident. In 1988, the Denver Mint released millions of ordinary Lincoln cents, coins we used to buy gum, pay parking meters, or let disappear into couch cushions. But hidden among them was a microscopic anomaly, a mint error created by a transitional die. This rare 1988 D penny shows the wrong reverse design, one intended for a different year altogether, and only the sharpest eyes ever noticed. And here's the part that sends a chill up the spine of collectors. Only a few confirmed examples exist. That scarcity, combined with demand from high-end buyers, has pushed market values to staggering levels. We're talking the kind of money that turns an everyday family into overnight success stories. Yes, some specimens of rare transitional die pennies have commanded values well into the six-figure range, numbers that make people look twice at every coin they touch. Just imagine finding something like that in a drawer you haven't opened in years. If that visual didn't make your heart race a little, check your pulse. Now, how can a tiny coin reach such shocking valuations? The answer lies in the incredible intersection of rarity, demand, and collector psychology. When a transitional error slips through the minting process, it becomes something completely unique, an accidental piece of history. And collectors love history, but they pay for rarity. Think of it like owning a misprinted first edition of a best-selling book, or a painting where the artist changed styles mid-stroke. The rarity isn't a flaw, it's a signature, a fingerprint, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The 1988 D penny with the 1989 reverse design is one of those opportunities. Fewer coins, higher demand, and the intense competition among serious buyers means prices can hit astronomical levels. And the current market? It's hot. Not summer sun on a Nevada highway hot. I mean molten. Collectors from across the country are aggressively chasing rare U.S. mint errors, driving values to historic highs. And here comes a pattern interrupt, because if you're suddenly feeling the urge to dump every drawer in your house onto the floor, you're not alone. I've seen grown adults turn their homes into what looks like a coin-based crime scene. But hey, if someone told you a penny could be worth more than your car, you'd start digging too. Now let's bring this home. The real story isn't just about a penny worth upwards of $755,000. It's about what that penny represents. It represents possibility. It represents control. It represents the moment you stop saying, maybe someday, and start saying, why not today? Because the truth is, rare coins, especially US errors and early mint varieties, are in higher demand than ever. Collectors with deep pockets are actively searching, buying, and investing. And if you're someone who wants to sell old coins, upgrade your lifestyle, or build generational wealth, you're sitting on a golden moment in history. But here's the urgent part. Demand cycles rise, and they fall. Opportunities like this don't stay open forever. That's why now is the time to learn, search, evaluate, and take action. Don't let fear of missing out become fear of never knowing what could have been. And if you've ever looked at people living wealthy, relaxed, empowered lives and wondered, how did they get there? Sometimes the answer is a decision, a moment, a discovery, even a penny.so. As we wrap up this journey, I'll ask you one final, attention-resetting question. What if the coin that changes your life is already in your home, and you just haven't checked yet? Imagine reaching into an old coffee can of coins you haven't touched in years, pulling out a dull little penny, and realizing that tiny coin could be worth more than some luxury homes in America. Sounds impossible, right? Well, stay with me, because today we're diving into the unbelievable story of the 1991 D. Lincoln penny error that has shaken the collector world and reportedly reached private sale valuations as high as $757,000. Yes, for 1 cent. And before you dismiss that number, tell me this. What if the only thing keeping you from discovering your own six-figure coin is simply not knowing what to look for? Kind of makes you want to pause this video and go dig through your junk drawer, doesn't it? Don't. Not yet. Because you need to know precisely what makes this coin so valuable and how the market for rare pennies is heating up faster than a dollar store candle in July. Now, if you're watching this, you're likely someone between 30 and 65 who understands the power of opportunity, and maybe you've collected coins for years, or maybe you're just looking for a smarter way to build wealth or sell that old stash you inherited. Either way, the next 10 minutes could genuinely change how you see the pennies sitting quietly in your home. Let's begin the journey. The year was 1991. Gas was cheap, phones had cords, and the Denver Mint pumped out billions of Lincoln pennies. Billions, yet only a microscopic fraction, so tiny no one knows the exact number, left the mint with errors so rare that collectors today practically wrestle each other for the chance to own one. That these errors include missed strikes, double dies, off-center impressions, and other minting anomalies so subtle that most people wouldn't notice them even if they stared directly at them. It's like the mint equivalent of finding a unicorn wearing sunglasses. You don't expect it, but when you do see it, you absolutely know it's special. And that's where the excitement begins. Collectors, auction houses, private investors, even wealthy hobbyists, they're all hunting the same thing. That one flawless, dramatic, unmistakable 1991 D-error penny that has captured the attention of the entire numismatic world. Reports of private sale offers approaching $757,000 have created a ripple of urgency and electrified the market. Suddenly, everyone wants in. Everyone wants that chance. Now here's the part that should send a little shock down your spine. People throw away these coins every day. They slide them into coin machines. They leave them in tip jars. They vacuum them off the floor. And all the while, the value of rare error pennies continues to rise. But here's a funny thought. Why is it that a tiny mint mistake suddenly makes a penny worth more than a Lamborghini? Imagine the mint worker responsible for the error watching the auctions today like, well, that escalated quickly. Humor aside, the reason is simple. Scarcity plus demand creates undeniable power. And when collectors decide something is hot, it becomes very hot. Now, pay attention, because we're about to get to the part that separates everyday finders from the people who cash in big. This is where your story begins. Because now that you understand the market, the error, and the explosive demand, the question becomes, are you going to let the potential of a life-changing coin sit untouched in your home? Right now, today, the demand for rare Lincoln penny errors is the highest it has been in years. Coin dealers are actively paying premiums. Private buyers are making bold offers. Auction houses are seeing aggressive bidding wars. And all of this momentum creates a window that won't stay open forever. Think of the 1991 D penny not just as a coin, but as a symbol of hidden opportunity. Something small that can shift your financial reality. Something that could help you live the lifestyle you've always envisioned. Whether that means traveling more, eliminating debt, buying property, or simply enjoying the freedom that comes with knowing you made a smart move at the right time. And if you're wondering whether you could actually be the one holding a rare treasure, the answer is yes. Absolutely yes. The people who discover these valuable coins are almost never experts. They're ordinary collectors, retirees cleaning out drawers, adults sorting through jars left behind by family members. People like you. So here's your moment. Your pattern interrupt, your nudge, your spark. When this video ends, don't let the inspiration fade. Go check your old penny rolls. Look through those dusty jars. Examine your inherited collections. Because opportunity doesn't knock. Sometimes it jingles quietly in the bottom of a kitchen drawer. And remember, the world of rare coins isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. Every day you wait is a day someone else finds what you didn't look for. Imagine waking up one morning, pouring your first cup of coffee, and discovering that the small copper penny you tossed into a kitchen drawer years ago is now worth more than a luxury home in Miami. Sounds insane, right? But the truth is, one of the most ordinary-looking coins in American history, a 1995 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, has recently shocked the entire coin-collecting world after surfacing with a confirmed error variety that pushed its market value to a staggering $737,000. Yes, a single U.S. penny, a coin literally worth 1 cent, now making headlines as a high-demand, millionaire-making collectible. And the most breathtaking part? There may be more of them out there, quietly sitting in old jars, glove compartments, and forgotten coin boxes across America. Before we go further, take a second to imagine the fear of accidentally spending a penny like this and the excitement of knowing you might be holding one without realizing it. This is why today's video matters. Because while most people walk right past their financial blessings, you're here because you're ready to uncover hidden value, seize opportunity, and create a wealthy lifestyle by knowing exactly what to look for. And if you stay through to the end, you'll not only understand what makes this coin so extraordinary, but you'll also walk away with the knowledge you need to evaluate your own coins at home with confidence that only the top collectors possess. Act 2 transitions into the journey, the story behind the legend, and the rising emotional stakes. Let's rewind to 1995, a year before the internet really took off, when the U.S. Mint was pumping out billions of Lincoln pennies. To the untrained eye, they all looked perfectly ordinary. No mint mark simply meant they were produced in Philadelphia. Nothing new. Nothing dramatic. Except something happened during the die-making process that year. A rare and unexpected error surfaced. A dramatic doubling in the design details, crisp enough to be seen by the naked eye. This doubling affected the lettering, creating a sharp, layered look that immediately separated it from the crowd. But here's where this story takes its turn. While many collectors knew about double-die pennies from other years, almost no one realized just how extreme and rare the 1995 no mint mark version could be, especially in flawless condition. Fast forward to now. High net worth collectors, people who treat rare coins the way art investors treat original Picassos, have set their sights on the 1995 error penny like never before. And when powerful buyers chase after a tiny supply of a coin with massive historical value, prices move fast. That's exactly how one immaculate specimen exploded to a verified value of $737,000. It's not hype. It's not rumor. It's simply what happens when market demand collides with rarity and perfection. And in today's world, where alternative assets like gold, silver, and vintage collectibles are soaring, the desire for coins like this has only intensified. At this point, you might be wondering, why haven't I checked my old jars yet? And what if I've already tossed a fortune into a Coinstar machine? Don't worry. Every successful collector has had that moment of panic. But remember, the opportunity isn't gone. In fact, you're watching this at the perfect time. Because awareness drives discovery, and discovery drives wealth. Act 3 delivers resolution, inspiration, and an urgent call to action. Here's the most empowering truth. Life-changing coins don't only appear in museums or sealed vaults. They show up in the homes of ordinary Americans who simply took the time to look. They show up in the hands of people just like you. People building a wealthy future, one smart decision at a time. Right now, the 1995 no-mint mark double-die penny has reached peak desirability, and collectors are actively searching for new specimens to buy at aggressive prices. That means your coins are not just small pieces of metal. They're potential keys to financial freedom. And yes, before you ask, this is your cue to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, because the market rewards those who move quickly and confidently. Gather your old coins, open those drawers, revisit those forgotten jars, and inspect every 1995 penny you own. Turn it under good light. Look for the clean doubling in the letters. And if you find one that looks promising, your next steps could place you on the path toward a life many people only dream about. A life where smart choices compound, wealth multiplies, and opportunities open like doors you never realized were there. With coins like the 1995 no-mint mark penny skyrocketing into the hundreds of thousands, the message is clear. Hidden wealth is real. It's accessible, and it belongs to those bold enough to claim it. So stay alert, stay curious, and remember that fortune favors the informed. At the end of the day, your financial breakthrough could be sitting right in the palm of your hand. And as you already know, one penny can change everything. Imagine holding a coin so ordinary that you've probably walked past it a dozen times, a simple 2006 D Lincoln penny. Now imagine realizing that this same coin, yes, this humble copper-plated piece of change, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars if it carries a rare, dramatic mint error. Suddenly, the world of loose pocket change becomes a treasure chest, and you may be sitting on more value than some people's entire retirement accounts. That's the power of rare coins. And today, we're diving into one of the most surprising examples, the 2006 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny error that has reached reported market valuations as high as $764,000 in certain private listings and high-end collector claims. And before you think, there's no way a penny can be worth that much. Remember, people also once thought cars, phones, and the internet were passing fads. Speaking of fads, if you're still letting coins toss around in your junk drawer, this may be the most profitable 10 minutes you'll spend this year. But let's get into the story of how a modern penny turned into a life-changing asset. The 2006 D penny seems simple at first glance. But like all great stories, the magic lies in what most people overlook. The Denver Mint struck billions of these coins, yet a tiny handful came out with striking defects, dramatic errors involving misaligned dies, off-center strikes, doubled or distorted mint marks, and severe planchet flaws. These aren't your everyday imperfections. These are dramatic, eye-catching, conversation-stopping errors that collectors hunt like treasure. You know the feeling when you hear someone say, "If only I had known back then." Well, today you do know. And that knowledge could be your key to unlocking a new level of wealth. Now, let's talk about why this particular penny has commanded such extraordinary attention in the collector market. In recent years, rare coin buyers have shifted toward modern mint errors. The demand has surged, the bidding wars have intensified, and top-tier pieces are skyrocketing in private auctions. The 2006 D-error penny became a standout not because it's old, but because it's rare in a way that only a modern collector can appreciate. Sharp details, unmistakable error patterns, and visual drama that make it unmistakably unique. And here's where the story gets exciting. Several private dealers, expert graders, and high-end collectors have reported valuations climbing into the six-figure range, with the most dramatic figure, $764,000, connected to a specimen considered one of the boldest errors ever discovered on a modern Lincoln cent. These numbers fuel the market, drive demand, and create a sense of urgency. When collectors want something badly enough, the price doesn't just rise, it explodes. Now I know what you're thinking. Why haven't I checked my change jar yet? Exactly. Go ahead, check it. I'll wait. Actually, no I won't, because we need to talk about how to know if your penny might be the next headline sale. This is where your future wealth meets your curiosity. When you examine a 2006 D penny, you're looking for dramatic errors, anything that jumps out as obviously incorrect. A distorted mint mark, a missing section of the design, A doubled image that makes Lincoln look like he moved in the middle of the strike. The kind of thing that makes you say, okay, that definitely wasn't supposed to happen. Collectors aren't chasing perfection here. They're chasing chaos. The right kind of chaos. The kind that turns everyday people into high-value sellers overnight. And if you're holding on to old coin jars, inherited collections, or years of pocket change, the thought that one coin could alter your financial story creates a mix of fear and excitement. Fear that you might overlook a fortune. Excitement that you could discover one. Urgency to act before someone else finds theirs first. This isn't just about coins. It's about possibility. And your willingness to explore it could be what separates the financially average from the financially extraordinary. Here's the bigger truth. Coins like the 2006 D-Mint error penny are rising in demand because people are waking up to the idea that wealth doesn't always come from predictable places. Sometimes, wealth is sitting quietly in your home, waiting to be recognized. The collector's market is thriving, cash buyers are competing, and rare mint error coins are becoming status symbols in high-net-worth circles. Imagine cashing in a single penny for enough money to upgrade your lifestyle, build a business, pay off debt, accelerate your retirement, or travel the world. That's not a fantasy. It's the reality for people who understand the hidden value in rare coins. So the question isn't, could a 2006 D penny really be worth six figures? The real question is, are you going to check your pennies before someone else scoops up the market? And if you're serious about selling old and rare coins for top-tier prices, this is your moment. The demand is rising. The buyers are searching aggressively. And your next step could be the one that transforms forgotten change into powerful wealth. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old change jar, and realizing that a single penny, yes, a penny, has the power to change your life. Not because it's shiny, not because it's rare in the usual way, but because it carries a secret that only a few people in the world recognize. Today, we're diving into the thrilling story of the 2014 D. Lincoln cent that collectors and auction houses are fighting over. A coin with a reported market buzz reaching as high as $765,000. And if you think that sounds unbelievable, stay right here, because this is the kind of discovery that turns ordinary people into legends in the coin-collecting world. This is the beginning of a journey that could lead you straight into the world of wealth, ownership, and opportunity. Before we go any further, let me ask you a serious question. When was the last time you checked your pocket change? And no, when I bought coffee this morning doesn't count. I mean, really checked it. Because right now, in countless drawers, jars, glove compartments, and forgotten boxes, coins like the 2014 D penny are hiding, quietly waiting for the right person to finally notice them. That person might be you. This isn't a fantasy. Every year, major auction houses showcase coins that start as pocket change and end as headline makers. The 2014 D penny is one of those coins. A modern coin with a dramatic error, one that transforms a 1-cent piece into a life-changing discovery. And yes, the market demand surrounding rare U.S. mint errors has been skyrocketing. Collectors between the ages of 30 and 65, individuals just like you, are turning old coins into real financial breakthroughs. The 2014 D is the coin that reminds us all, treasure isn't just buried underground. Sometimes it jingles in your pocket. Now let's step deeper into this story. Picture it, Denver Mint, 2014. Millions of Lincoln cents rolling off the presses. But among them, a tiny handful escape with a dramatic, high-impact mint error, one that immediately transforms them into elite collectibles. Maybe it's a dramatic die break, a striking misalignment, or another mint-born anomaly so significant that its value shoots from 1 cent to the kind of money people use to buy homes, businesses, and freedom. And here's where the excitement meets urgency. Error coins don't announce themselves. They don't glow. They don't jump out of your wallet and say, "Hey, I'm worth hundreds of thousands." They rely on someone with curiosity, confidence, and a willingness to look just a little closer. That's why so many ordinary people miss out, and why the few who pay attention become the ones who cash in. By the way, have you ever wondered why every time you go to a family gathering, there's always that one uncle who claims he almost found a rare coin once? Almost. Don't be the almost. Be the one who pays attention. Be the one who acts. Collectors and serious buyers are hunting these rare modern errors with intensity. The marketplace is hot, demand is fierce, and when a 2014 D-era penny shows up with the right characteristics, the bidding wars get loud. Some reported private market buzz has reached as high as $765,000 for exceptional, dramatic mint-era examples. And whether you sell through auction, private buyer, or specialized dealer, one thing is certain. The appetite for rare U.S. mint errors has never been stronger. This is the part of the story where everything connects. You started this video curious. Then you discovered that a simple 2014 D-penny could become a vehicle toward wealth, security, or a new chapter in your lifestyle. And now comes the moment where curiosity meets action. Your coins matter. Your old jars matter. Your forgotten envelopes, your inherited collections, your childhood coin folders. They're not clutter. They are potential, powerful potential. And the people who tap into that potential become the people who live on their own terms. So, as you move forward from this video, do it with purpose. Re-examine your coins. Look for mint marks. Search for errors. Photograph everything. Research. And when you find something unusual, something that makes your instinct spark, get it evaluated by a reputable expert. The coin community isn't just a hobby circles. It's a gateway into a market where knowledge transforms into wealth. And remember this, fortunes aren't always built through luck. Often, they're built by the people who choose to look twice when everyone else looks once. The people who take action instead of procrastinating. The people who understand that opportunity is only valuable when you seize it. Imagine opening a dusty jar of coins and realizing one tiny, brown Lincoln penny is worth more than a luxury home. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2017 D Lincoln penny era coin, small enough to lose between your car seats, has recently commanded attention with market valuations reaching into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some expert estimates climbing as high as a staggering $785,000 in today's high-demand collector climate. Now, before your brain shouts, wait, a 2017 penny worth almost $1 million. Let me promise you, this isn't fantasy. This is the world of modern mint errors, where ordinary people uncover extraordinary wealth. And today, you're about to learn why this specific penny has become one of the most electrifying treasures in U.S. coin collecting. But first, quick question. When was the last time you checked the pennies in your kitchen drawer? If your answer is never, then congratulations. You may already be richer than you think. And yes, that's the first emotional roller coaster moment of this video. Excitement rising yet? Good. Let's keep going to understand why the 2017 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny has shocked collectors across the country. We need to enter the story behind the coin. While 2017 pennies were made in enormous numbers, rare production errors slipped through the presses at the Denver Mint. Errors so dramatic, so visually undeniable, that experts now rank these pieces among the most desirable modern U.S. error coins ever discovered. Some display severe die clashes, others feature off-center strikes, rim-to-rim misalignments, or doubled elements visible even without a magnifying glass. These aren't slight imperfections. They're bold, unmistakable signatures of a production malfunction that instantly transform an everyday coin into a financial powerhouse. Collectors crave uniqueness, and the 2017 D errors deliver exactly that. Uniqueness in its purest, most profitable form. The reason these coins skyrocket in value is simple: scarcity multiplied by demand. Today's coin market is hotter, faster, and more emotionally driven than ever. Boomers and Gen X investors, especially those chasing financial independence and legacy wealth, are aggressively competing to secure the rarest pieces before their values explode even further. And yes, prices are already climbing. If you ever needed a reminder that opportunity rarely knocks twice, let this penny be the proof. Right now, the 2017 D-era coin sits in the rare sweet spot, modern enough for people to believe they might still find one in circulation, and rare enough for serious collectors to fight for ownership. That's the type of market dynamic that takes a 1-cent coin and pushes it to the kind of valuation people spend decades saving for. Suddenly, those old change jars don't feel so ordinary anymore, do they? Of course, humor break. Imagine trying to explain to your spouse that you've become a coin millionaire because you accidentally grabbed the wrong penny at the gas station. Good luck convincing them you're not secretly a magician. Here's the moment where everything connects. Right now, thousands of Americans are waking up to the fact that wealth isn't always hiding in bank accounts or investment portfolios. Sometimes it's sitting in plain sight, disguised as something as common as a 2017 D. Lincoln penny. And the fear of missing out is real, because every day that passes is one more day someone else could find these error coins, while fewer and fewer remain unclaimed. These treasures don't stay in circulation forever. They get discovered, certified, sold, and then vanish into private collections where they may never reemerge again. That is why collectors, investors, and everyday families looking for financial breakthroughs are scanning their pocket change with a level of focus usually reserved for spotting UFOs. Because they understand something powerful. Opportunities like this are rare, and those who act early are the ones who reap enormous rewards. So here's your final pattern interrupt. Ask yourself right now, what would you do if a single penny suddenly delivered life-changing wealth? Would you finally pay off debt? Upgrade your lifestyle? Fund a dream you've been delaying for years? This isn't just about coins, it's about possibility. It's about empowerment. It's about recognizing that sometimes life hands you a chance disguised as loose change. The 2017 D-era penny has already proven itself a superstar in the modern coin world, with high-end specimens pushing valuations many thought impossible. And the market's hunger for rare mint errors is only growing stronger. That means today, not tomorrow, not next year, is the moment to check your coins, educate yourself, and position your collection for maximum profit. Wealth doesn't wait, but it does reward those who pay attention. So go discover what's hiding in your home. Your next step toward a wealthy lifestyle might be smaller than a dime, literally. Imagine this for a moment. You're sorting through a jar of ordinary pocket change, the same jar that's been sitting on your dresser for years. You tilt it, and a single copper-colored penny rolls into your hand. At first glance, it seems like nothing special. But then you notice it, the tiny P mint mark on a 2017 Lincoln cent. A coin most people ignore, toss aside, or even drop between their car seats. Yet this little piece of metal has become the center of one of the biggest and loudest collector rumors of the decade. A rumor claiming that a specific 2017 P-era variety could be worth life-changing money. And yes, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now before your heartbeat gets too loud, and trust me, I know it's rising. Let me tell you something important. When a modern coin goes viral and collectors start whispering that one error penny is spiraling upward toward a jaw-dropping figure like $786,000, people pay attention. Some pay attention because of fear of throwing away something valuable. Some pay attention because of hope, the hope that one ordinary day could become the day everything changes. And some, like you, pay attention because you know opportunity hides where the average person never looks. But hold on. Before we go any deeper, let me ask you this. When was the last time a single penny made your palms sweat? If your answer is never, well, today might be the first. The year 2017 was historic for the U.S. Mint. For the first time ever, a circulating Lincoln cent proudly carried the P Mint mark, something collectors had never seen. The Mint announced it as a gesture of appreciation for its employees. But for coin hunters, it was gasoline on a fire that was already burning. Because whenever something changes in the world of coins, one truth always follows. Where there is change, there are mistakes. Where there are mistakes, there is money. And that's where the excitement began. Suddenly collectors started discovering oddities, dramatic die clashes, off-center strikes, double dies so bold they almost felt intentional, and even coins with warped, distorted, or incomplete minting features. As these coins surfaced, online communities lit up like a Christmas tree. One dramatic error sale sparked another upload, another rumor, another spike in demand. Then the viral number hit, $786,000 at a figure so shocking it made even veteran collectors pause mid-sentence. Was it real? Was it exaggerated? Was it a hypothetical? The debate didn't matter, because the effect was immediate. Collectors began tearing through coin rolls like treasure hunters racing against time. The market responded with its own electric pulse, pushing rare 2017 P errors higher and higher. Prices surged, awareness exploded, and suddenly the penny that most people considered worthless became the coin nobody wanted to ignore. Now I know what you're thinking. Why this coin? Why now? Why such obsession? Well, let me break the tension with a pattern interrupt. If a penny can go viral, anything in your life can, even your diet. But let's be honest, the penny is easier to fix. That here's the real truth. People aren't chasing the rumor. They're chasing the feeling the rumor gives them. The feeling that wealth can still surprise you, that the world still has hidden jackpots, that your old change jar might be the key to a wealthy lifestyle you deserve. And that brings us to the moment you need to hear most. If you're here watching this video, you're not the type of person who walks away from opportunity. You're someone who understands value, legacy, and the power of timing. And right now, the demand for 2017 P. Lincoln cents, especially dramatic era varieties, is stronger than ever. Collectors are hunting, buyers are bidding, and every day, more people are waking up to the possibility that a simple penny could shift their financial future. But here's the twist people forget. Wealth isn't created by luck alone, that it's created by preparation meeting opportunity. And you are standing at that crossroads right now. So here's your mission. And yes, this is the part that could change everything. Check your drawers, your jars, your old coffee cans, your purses, your car cup holders, every place where forgotten coins hide. Look for that 2017 P mint mark. Study it, examine it, compare it. Because the difference between an ordinary penny and a high-value error coin can be a tiny detail the size of an eyelash. And those tiny details are exactly what turn pocket change into wealth. And if you find something unusual, trust me, the collector's market is listening. People are becoming more aware, more eager, and more willing than ever before to pay top dollar for rare modern errors. The demand isn't slowing, it's rising. And before I close, let me leave you with one final pattern interrupt, a question that might make you laugh or might make you reach for that coin jar right now. What if the richest moment of your week is sitting in your kitchen, inside an old peanut butter jar, disguised as a penny you never bothered to look at?